Is this you? Lying on the floor of your asylum of room, watching Gordon Ramsay clips on YouTube, procrastinating, being fully aware of your responsibilities, but yet you ignore them, and still have the audacity to complain that there's nothing to do. Numb, anxious, feeling like nothing you do will make a difference to the world? Daydreaming, staring up at the ceiling, asking, why am I feeling like this? You know that you didn't feel this way yesterday, nor did the day before. This isn't me, you might exclaim. Well, who are you exactly? Come on, wonder with me. Well, my name's Gregory, you might say. Yeah, no shit. You look like one as well. Well, Gregory. Gregory is a label placed upon you for other people to identify you. It's not you, it's yours, but it's not you. So, again, who are you? Don't panic. At least not yet. Here's an approach. You can actually ask the people who knows you about yourself. Your friends and family, for example. A fun silly text to send them would be, hey loved ones, how have you been? Good? Great! I have a question to ask if you're not busy. It's, if, hypothetically, I were to be involved in a car accident and having lost all my memory, how would you describe me to myself? Your mom might say good things about you, how you're a promising young boy who's gentle and kind to everyone, while your friends might call you a loser, asshole, an animal, a lover. And that's strange because it's the complete opposite of what your mom said, and if you wait for more responses, you'll soon find more varying answers to the question. It's almost as if our personality are mere patterns, combinations that we specifically designed to match the environment around it, to be at our best interest. And those are not you. They're actions of yours, but they're still not you. You're the designer. Right, this approach doesn't seem to be working. Maybe we're overthinking this. Let's start from the basics. What are you? Human, you might say? Again, no shit. You definitely sound like one. Gregory. I'm talking about the being that is you. For example, your body. Are they you? Your arms, legs, tummy? No, they're extensions of you. Again, they're yours, but they're not you. They're replaceable. And you shouldn't be replaceable. Because if you're replaced, then it won't be you anymore. Okay, so which part of your body is unreplaceable? Your limbs are replaceable, your stomach replaceable, skins, bones, and most of your organs actually. And that leaves us with this wrinkly old mess, the brain. Is that us? Then what are all these extra meat for? Well, eyes, they're for you to see the world. They send information to the brain and tells you that there's an orange in front of you. Nose, they're for you to smell things. They're there to differentiate the difference between a delicious chocolate milkshake to someone's diarrhea on a cup. Thank God for that. Skin, they're for you to touch things, to interact with the real world. And ears are for hearing and tongue for tasting. Those are your 5 main senses. And to simplify how it works, all of these things send information to the brain, and from these information, the brain runs a simulation into what we call the real world. And that's scary. Because how are we to know that we're not in an artificial simulation as we speak? What if these brains of ours are actually strapped onto machines that are sending false information that is making us think that we're in the real world? Like, for example, let's say that these machines are sending us artificial sight information that there's a milk carton right in front of us. How can we tell that it's not real? Well, we can use our sense of touch to confirm its existence. Okay, well now the machine is sending artificial touch information to back it up. And it's going to keep doing this until all of our senses are breached, and our logic takes the steering wheel and say, well, we can touch it, see it, smell it, taste it, and hear it, therefore it must be real. And this is not so far-fetched. Even now, we have already attempted to recreate these machines with VR headset, 8D audios, and phantom touches. These are real-life examples of them. But that's a topic for another video. So back on track. Is that us then? A brain that gets fed with information? Well, not quite, since if we are, then what's there to differentiate between you and another wrinkly bugger? Well, it's the contents of those wrinkly buggers, the experience, or the memories that was built over our lifetime. Those are you. For example, in a cliff where a boy is barely hanging onto the ledge, Lily might lend a helping hand, remembering how she's been through a similar situation before. Jason might kick and spit on the boy, revealing that the boy is actually the murderer of his parents. And June might sue the company that owned the park for millions of dollars because little June got taught that money is everything. The main decisive factor that guides our actions are our past. They are that shaped us into becoming who we are now. We avoid bad things because we've seen it to be bad, and embrace good things because we've seen it to be good. We were not born a meat, we were born into that meat. Who we are was shaped by our environments, from when we were toddlers to adulthood. We are moments. We are every time our father yells at us, and every time our mothers hugs us when we're scared, because from there, we learn how to behave. So the question, where are you, could also be reinterpreted as, when are you? Because if we are moments, then we're not only confined in the present, we exist in the past, present, and future. The accumulation of moments that have happened, are happening, and will happen are, in essence, us. Because they exist together. Our future guides our past makes our present, and our present decides our future. An analogy for this is, a kid saw an astronaut on TV once and was inspired to become one as well. He creates a predetermined destination, which in turn gave him an abstract path for him to take. The future guides our past. He starts taking his studies seriously, which led him to a prestigious university and is now studying on a STEM field. The actions that he took previously has led him to his current situation. The past makes our present, and if he continues to do good with his studies, and if he's able to be accepted in one of the space companies, then he might actually be able to become an astronaut. Or he could give this all up and become a florist instead, since the future still hasn't happened yet, which proves that the present decides our future. We're not bounded by our physical matter, we are concepts. So, where are you? Well, you're nowhere. When are you? Well, you're in no when. We're nothing, we don't exist. So, how are we aware? How are we conscious? Fucking dumbass. What? I said you're a fucking dumbass. Who's there? It's your heart. God. You know, when they told me that I'd be working together with the most complex thing on the universe, I was excited. But they failed to tell me that the most complex thing on the universe was also the most narcissistic and individualistic cunt on the universe. It's every man's nightmare to work with a coworker like you. Fuck off. You don't know what it's like to be me. Christ, I work 24/7 to keep you alive, and this is how you treat me? You think you're the only one who thinks like that? How do you think the food feels? What? Exactly. You don't think of the other parts. You cage yourself into thinking that you're a separate being from everything else, rather than a part of something bigger. The most complex thing on the universe, my ass. Please don't bring my name into the conversation. You wanna know what you are? You're a selfish prick who only cares for himself. They're yours, but they're not you. Bullshit. You base your beliefs on the difference between an adjective and a noun? Mr. I'm 14 and this is deep right here. That's rich, coming from a fucking engine whose only purpose is to keep the other organs alive. Hey, better watch what you say if you don't want to get hurt. What? You'll attack me, yeah? And how exactly are you gonna do that? For God's sake, man. You're made of tissues, mate. The worst thing you can do is get me wet and bloody annoyed at best. Stop! What the fuck was that? It's called a heart attack. I thought I was gonna die. Thought you don't exist in the physical realm. My life passed before my eyes. Your eyes? How do you know it's yours? Because it's part of me? A part of you? Oh, so they are you. See how dumb it is to base your beliefs on a language where there, and there sounds the same but has different meanings? Listen, who are you? You're Gregory. You like cheese and is allergic to cats. You have a loving mother and ecstatic friends. What are you? You're a human. To explain it simply, you're like a Power Ranger Megazord. Multiple organs that communicate with one another to unify into one stronger entity, with each part having their own unique functions, but yet all of them are sharing the same goal, to live. And to expand to that, where are you? Well, honestly, it depends on how big you're willing to categorize as what you are. Like you said, you could think of yourself as memories, gone in the present, and so you'd be nothing. Hence, nowhere, and you'd be right. The same how you can look at yourself as a human, and then you'd be something. Hence, somewhere, here, and you'd be correct as well. And if you continue to do that, if you continue to look at the bigger picture, if you start to delve into what parts allow you to be alive, then you're going to have to consider the whole biosphere, since if there's no air, then you won't be able to breathe, and you'll die. The same as how if there's no ground for you to stand, no people to feed you when you can't do it yourself, no people to make those food, so in a sense, aren't you everyone? If you are what gives you life, then aren't you everything? Aren't you the universe? The earth that's been orbiting the sun for about 4 billion years now, the water in it that's been supporting life, the rocks that's been providing shelter, the plants that have been providing oxygens, the animals that have been fucking, and the men that have been working, are to name a few. We are part of something bigger, a part of one entity, with each one of us having our own unique functions, but still works to achieve the same goal: to live for some and to exist for all. And yet some still complain about how short and insignificant their life is, which is absurd. Like a wave which is only there for a second and then disappears back into the sea, some might pity how short that wave's lifespan was and naively look past the existence of the whole ocean from which the wave came from. Like us, our current bodies are atoms reshaped to imitate that of a human. But what was it before it turned into us? Foods our mothers ate, the souls or animals from which those foods came from, and before it turned into them, decaying corpses, roots of trees, skulls, extinct species, and before them, water, meteors, asteroid dust, ashes, and before them, atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, quarks. Our shapes are eternally ephemeral. We have been here since this shit started, and we will stay here until this shit ends. Until 100 years from now, where we as humans will be retransformed into something else, and then 100 years after, with the same cycle continuing past, and 100 years after that, and 1,000 years after that, and 10,000 years after that, and 1,000,000 years after that. We are eternal. So when asked who are we are the universe. What are we? We are everything. Where are we? We are everywhere. When are we? We are in everywhere. No me, no you, just us. Hello, this is Evan. Thank you so much for watching the video. This is the best script that I've ever written. I'm so glad I made this, and I'm so glad as well that I'm able to make this into a video and share it with all of you. I know that some of my friends are excited to see this as well, especially the people whom I showed the script to, little pieces of it, and I hope this meet your expectations, man. And if you do find the video cool and want me to make more, perhaps, give it a like, comment, subscribe, those types of things, and perhaps if you're able to share it with a friend, it would be amazing for me, specifically. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, bye.